If you still open a browser tab just to chat with a bot, I mean, you are already behind.
Oh, completely.
Honestly, it's like having dial-up in a fiber optic world. You might think you're on the cutting edge because you're generating text or, code with an LLM, but the entire paradigm has quietly moved on right under your nose.
It really has. We are moving out of the era of the chatbot and into the era of the digital workforce.
Right.
And the fascinating part is just how many heavy users of AI haven't realized that the fundamental architecture of how we interact with these models has just completely flipped.
Yeah, and that is our mission for this deep dive today. We're unpacking the 2026 paradigm shift.
It's a big one.
Exactly. The quiet transition from AI that you basically have to babysit to autonomous AI agents that just work in the background. And just to establish a baseline for you listening, when we say AI agent today, we're not talking about some sophisticated autocomplete.
No, not at all.
We're talking about software that takes a high-level objective, breaks it down, and actually executes multi-step tasks entirely on its own.
Exactly. And we're going to break down how to actually architect this digital workforce. We'll be looking at two of the heavyweights in the space, looking at real-world demos and, digging into why running things locally is the ultimate security flex.
Because it is a massive flex. But to really grasp why we need to change how we use AI, you kind of have to look at the immediate pain point. The math of how we interact with standard AI right now is just fundamentally broken.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a broken loop.
Right. Because think about a normal day auditing your AI use. You write a prompt, you wait 10 seconds, you copy the output, you open up Excel or something, paste it in, realize the formatting is totally hallucinated, so you fix it manually, and then you go back to the browser and just repeat the whole thing.
It's just micromanagement.
Yep.
It really is. Every time you switch context to copy and paste, it steals your attention.
Yep.
You haven't built a system. You've just hired a junior intern that you have to babysit line by line.
A very fast intern, but still an intern.
Yeah, exactly. The fundamental flaw is that a standard chatbot is just a brain in a jar. It's smart, sure, but it's stuck. It processes text, spits it out, and then goes completely dormant.
Right.
It has no continuous awareness, no hands.
And that's what the agentic shift is, right? The AI now has hands. It has context.
Yeah.
So basically, we need to stop looking at AI as just a faster typewriter. We need to stop writing prompts and start, writing job descriptions and assigning roles. Right?
Yeah, is exactly the mindset shift.
Yeah.
It's all about operational access now. And if we're hiring these digital workers, we need to understand what their digital body actually looks like.
Okay, so let's break down the anatomy of a digital worker. I know there are basically 6 core parts to an agent.
Right. And the first one is the hosting environment, basically where it lives. For background tasks, this usually means a VPS, a virtual private server.
Just a rented computer online that never sleeps.
Exactly. So your own laptop can actually take a break. The second piece is the brain and memory. The model obviously does the reasoning, but the memory cures the goldfish problem.
The goldfish problem. God, I know that one too well.
We all do. You spend 20 minutes building context in a chat, and 50 messages later, it completely forgets the business rules you gave it in prompt 1.
It's infuriating.
Right, so memory allows the agent to remember business rules across sessions. And there's also a cost control element here in the brain layer.
Oh, because of routing.
Yes. You route the really smart strategic tasks to strong, expensive models, and you send the cheap, repetitive formatting tasks to fast, lightweight models.
You wouldn't pay a CEO $1,000 an hour to, lick stamps.
Exactly. So that's the brain. The third part is communication channels. Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp, or just your email inbox. It has to talk to you where you already are.
Right. I don't want to log into another dashboard.
Nobody does. Part 4 is web browsing. But not just scraping code. We're talking about an invisible browser that can literally read charts, understand visual layouts, and parse PDFs exactly like a human would.
That is wild to me. It's not just reading the code, it's seeing the page.
It's seeing the page. Which brings us to the 5th part, skills. This is the ability to actually edit spreadsheets, write docs, update databases. And it does this in a continuous act, observe, act loop.
So it's not just blindly firing a command. If it gets an error, it actually reads the error and tries again.
Exactly. It course corrects on its own.
Okay.
And then the final piece, the sneaky important part, is the schedule.
Yeah, I love this part. This is the feature that flips it from reactive to proactive, right?
Yeah.
You just marvel at the fact that an agent can like wake itself up at 6 a.m., do a bunch of heavy lifting, and finish its work before you even have your morning coffee.
It changes everything.
It's basically the difference between a toy that needs its string pulled every single time you want it to do something
Wow.
versus a wind-up toy that just keeps walking on its own forever.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
Yeah.
Now that we understand that anatomy, we should introduce the two specific tools that are kind of dominating this new era.
The heavyweights.
Yeah. Think of them as the field operator and the desk strategist.
Mm. Okay, let's start with the field operator. That would be OpenClaw, right? The cloud beast.
That's OpenClaw. It's open source, highly action-driven, and built specifically for these persistent background workflows. It thrives on web scraping and auto-collecting massive amounts of data out in the wild.
And because you run it on a VPS, your laptop can be completely shut in your backpack, and OpenClaw is just out there grinding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it has a weakness, is phenomenal with raw data and hunting down information, but it is notoriously bad at pretty native formatting.
So it'll find the data, but it won't make a nice PowerPoint for you.
No, it's just going to hand you raw JSON or a messy CSV.
Got it. Which brings us to the desk strategist, Claude Cowork.
Right. Claude Cowork is the local assistant. It runs natively on your desktop with this really seamless one-click sandbox. There are no server headaches, no complex APIs to manage.
And it handles the deep reasoning and actually builds those polished local files, right? Like Word docs, Excel files.
Yes, it creates beautiful, structured files right on your machine. But its weakness is dependency.
Oh, right, because it's local.
Yeah. If you close the Cowork app, or your Mac decides to go to sleep, the task just freezes and dies instantly.
Oh, man, that's brutal if you're mid-task.
It is. And another reality we have to validate here, because I know a lot of people listening struggle with this, is prompt drift.
Yes. When your instructions just slowly start ignoring reality.
Exactly. Just because you're using agents doesn't mean prompt drift goes away.
Yeah.
You still have to manage how instructions degrade over time. Agents don't erase the craft of prompting. They just, move it up a level.
So let me ask the crucial practical question for someone listening right now. If I have to pick one of these to start building my digital workforce, OpenClaw or Cowork, which one do I choose?
Either.
Neither?
You don't pick one, you run both.
Yeah.
Because they have completely different jobs.
Okay. The field operator and the desk strategist.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's actually watch them work. People know the tools now, but I think they need that aha moment of seeing them execute in the real world. Let's do the OpenClaw demo first.
Okay, picture this. You link OpenClaw to your Telegram app using an API key, which is just a secret password for software to talk to software.
Right.
You give it one job, scrape big tech sources. TechCrunch, The Verge, Wired.
The stuff you normally spend 3 hours reading.
Exactly. It uses that invisible browser, filters out the pop-ups and the noise, and synthesizes a clean, readable brief. But here's the magic leap. You set a cron job a timer.
Okay.
You tell it to do this web scanning every 6 hours. Forever. It becomes a living data pipeline flowing right into your phone.
That is so cool. You just open your phone and the internet is basically summarized for you by your own private analyst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's pivot to Demo 2, Claude Cowork. This one is different. You point Cowork at a totally empty folder on your desktop.
Just a blank folder.
Blank folder. You ask it for a full product launch pack, emails, ad copy, a pricing matrix, a technical re-edit meet.
And to be clear, it didn't just like spit text into a chat box for you to highlight and copy. It actually created real files on your machine, actual work product.
Yes. It generates the .xlsx files, the Word docs, everything. But here is where it gets crazy. You pivot the context. You jump in and tell it, hey, actually, turn everything into an Apple-style marketing knowledge base.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't just start over or pen text at the bottom. It rebuilds the entire strategy, edits the files in place, and then pushes it directly to your Notion workspace.
Wait, really? It updates the Notion page itself?
Yes. But, crucially, it respectfully asks for your permission before it touches any real data or overwrites a file.
Okay, that is mind-blowing, but also a little terrifying.
It should be.
Which brings us to the catch. If we are handing over this much autonomous power to software, we need serious guardrails. We have to talk about security and why running things locally matters so much.
We really do. Handing over file system access is huge. This is why local hosting matters. When Cowork is running locally on your desktop, it's sandbox.
Meaning it's walled off from the rest of your computer.
Right. Zero data leakage. Your financial data, your marketing angles, your client lists, they never leave your house.
It's all processed right there on your silicon.
Exactly. Privacy stops being a promise tucked into a tech company's terms of service, and it literally just becomes physics.
Privacy becomes physics. I love that, because the data physically cannot leave the machine.
Right. But the danger comes when you start wiring these agents up to the internet with API keys.
Yeah, let's talk about the danger of keys.
API keys and bot tokens are master keys. If you accidentally leak one on a screen share or push it to GitHub, someone can hijack your server.
And inject commands, right. Prompt injection.
Yes, they can inject commands and drain thousands of dollars in server budget in mere hours. Never, ever show them.
Treat them like your social security number.
Absolutely. And the other catch with running this stuff locally, beyond security, is hardware limits.
Right, because Cowork's reasoning is heavy.
Very heavy. You have to close big applications so your machine doesn't freeze up. And you have to kill your computer's sleep mode mid-run. Because if the drive goes to sleep to save battery, your agent just dies permanently.
It's dead in the water. So to synthesize this entire ecosystem into a neat digital org chart for everyone listening, OpenClaw is basically my tireless field operator running cloud pipelines and gathering intel 24/7.
Yep.
And Claude Cowork is my chief of staff handling deep strategic work right at my desk inside a secure sandbox.
That is exactly the org chart.
So to recap the core takeaway from this deep dive, the era of the smarter chatbot is officially over. An agent is a worker. It has a body, it has memory, it has hands, and it has a clock.
It's a fundamental paradigm shift.
It really is. You have to transition from doing the work to managing the work. So for everyone listening, I want to ask a favor. Think of that one friend or colleague who is still living in browser tabs, copying and pasting their life away. Gently and without judgment, share this deep dive with them. Let's get them up to speed.
We'd also love to hear from you. Let us know which agent you're going to hire first, the cloud beast or the desk strategist.
And we want to leave you with a final, slightly provocative thought to mull over on your own today.
Oh, this is the big question.
It is. If you now have a digital chief of staff at your desk and an endless field operator working for you 24/7 out in the cloud, what happens to your own role?
Right. When the AI is executing the work flawlessly, the only bottleneck left is the quality of your own strategy.
You aren't a typist anymore. You don't get paid just to press keys.
The execution is handled.
So, are you ready to be the CEO of your own output?
Something to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you on the next one.